Hello, everybody. Welcome to our next webinar that we are going to talk about. The topic is diving tourism towards a blue recovery. And then we are reimagining the post-pandemic future of 2022 for the dive location that we look forward to. And my name is Carter. I'm very honored and happy to have all the panelists here. And it's so good to see you guys online, but it will be better to see you guys in person. So let's finger crossed. Hopefully ADEX 2022, we will be seeing each other face to face. Okay, so without further ado, I'd like to introduce the panels. So panel. So basically we are talking about the post-pandemic diving. Okay, and first up we have Bo from Philippines. Bo, can you wave and make a sound? Okay, so Bo from Philippines.
Hi everybody, thank you
yeah.
Kata for having me.
Thank you, Bo. He has very deep appreciation for scuba and also his underwater photography and also his sustainable tourism efforts towards the diving industry. So basically he really puts a lot into diving industry, and also basically in Philippines he is quite well known in his underwater work. Okay, so but then we shall not share more. I think a lot of people know you already. So yeah, Bo, hopefully to see you in Singapore next year. Next up, it's Abby. Abby is from Indonesia. Hi, Abby.
It's on. Hi, everybody.
Cool.
Hi. Can you hear me? All right.
Yep. I'm going to stop the sharing of my screen first so that we can see everyone. Okay. So Abby's from what island is that? In Sumatra. Belitung.
All right. I was born in Belitung. Yeah, it's a small island in Sumatra. Yeah.
In Sumatra. So he started diving in 1986, and then he's also a co-founder of Bubble Dive Center in Jakarta, and he has more than 20 years of diving profession. So I'm so glad to have you. He is also a member of Indonesia Tourism Ministry and Marine Tourism Development Acceleration Team since 2016. Okay, serving Indonesia dive industry wholeheartedly. Thanks, Abby. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Monica. Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Monica. She's from Malaysia. She has been diving for 23 years and is a very, very avid enthusiast diver towards the environment and marine conservation as an activist as well. So she has two social enterprise, one Ocean Empire and the other one Ocean Virgo Scuba Dive. Okay, I believe Monica is not foreign to everyone. Her efforts in conservation really moves a lot of people in Asia and also beyond. Thanks, Monica. Great to have you today as well. Next up, we have Arif. Arif from Indonesia as well. Hi, Arif.
Hello. Thank you for inviting me here.
Thank you. Thanks for having
to be here.
Thank you. Thanks for having you as well. So basically, Arif, he's born and raised in Jakarta, Indonesia as well. His passion for underwater world attracted him to become an underwater photographer. He is also the Indonesia version of our magazine, where he published Scuba Diver Australasia Indonesia edition since 2014. So his contribution towards the Bahasa language of diving is very, very admirable. Thanks, Arif. So without further ado, these are all my panelists for today. I would like to start off the session now by having a few discussion topics with the panels that I have invited today. So previously, right now, ever since COVID hit, the diving industry has been to a standstill, not only domestic but also international. However, by seeing domestic having the improvement of vaccination and more people is taking, domestic market is kind of improving compared to the international, but everyone is still looking forward to travel internationally. So I have today all the panelists to share their favorite dive site. Why is their favorite? and also some of the photos and videos to show and share. So once the VTL lane is open, and hopefully these are some of the choices that the divers will choose to go to. And of course, we are also looking at how the opening and using of VTL can actually benefit the international dive scene. So without further ado, let's have lady first, shall we? Okay, Monica, over to you, please.
Okay, thank you, Kata. Thank you so much for so honored and so happy to be here again to see all the familiar faces. Of course, we're still on virtual, but hopefully next year we can meet in real, in physical. Yeah. Okay. So back to Kata question. My favorite dive sites, of course, in Malaysia. Everyone know about Sipadan Island. Yeah, everyone know about Sipadan Island. So for me, because Malaysia have a West Malaysia and East Malaysia. So for West Malaysia, the international airport is in Kuala Lumpur. So access to Perhentian, Tioman, Redang, all these places are already well known as well. So on my side, my favorite dive site, of course, one and only Sipadan. No, but because of this pandemic, like Kata said, a lot of people like waiting, domestic, especially domestic, since international is not really open up yet, but a lot. Sipadan has been the first, how to say, first destination that people are aiming to dive, and yeah, the diver are non-stop coming in. Even the famous dive professional are already diving in Sipadan Island, staying in Mabul, Kapalai, those famous places that side. But for me, people know about Sipadan. People know about Mabul, Mata King, Timba Timba, all these famous places on East Coast. East Coast of Sabah, Borneo. But on my side, I love to go that all the dive site that not touristic dive site, not a touristic dive site, because of pandemic, the environment, the ecosystem, all are recovering. Yes, we don't talk about the AB, we don't talk about the face mask, the face cover, stuff like that. But the nature, the environment, the ecosystem are recovering. Many good sign of turtle, things like that. I mean, a lot of things we can see for a diver is abnormal, but we are so happy that we see the marine life come back. But for me, as a diver, I like to go to the places that not a tourist diver go, not the tourist diver regular place, like in West Coast, especially when you landed in Kota Kinabalu Airport, you can straight drive up to Kudat, tip of Borneo. The tip of Borneo, there is a beautiful, amazing dive site that not all the tourists, not the tourist diver know to go. And next come down, drive down a bit in Kota Belud, the Mantanani Island. I call it as a mini Maldives dive site. There is a tourist, but now is a very less tourist area. But if you go to those dive center that can take you to the dive site that not the tourist diver go, you will draw your job 10 times. Like Marble Ray is all of the sudden come out, Eagle Ray all of the sudden come out, even the what we call that, Shaun the Sheep. Yeah. And then the next one, near to the Kota Kinabalu city center, 15 minutes from the Jesselton Point, is Spangar Island. Spangar Island, there's a beautiful macro. If you're lucky, you can see a whale shark as well when the season comes in February to May. Yeah, that's my favorite place.
Thank you, Monica.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. So do you want to share some of your videos?
Yeah, please. So I would like to share one of my new playground video where I started a conservation center. It's my second location actually. So just newly set up during the pandemic, during this people call it hard time, but we have the chance to go out and get things done. So yeah, let's play the video.
It should be happy time.
Yeah, of course. Not in the webinar. Here you go. Yeah. Thank you, Kata. For everyone information, I don't show any diving video in this video because the dive site is confidential, because we only allow a diver who are professional or experienced diver to come and join the dive, because those dive sites are very precious. So we enhance, and we doing more on the conservation side, because those coral propagation that you guys see, we propagate the coral because we need to restore the reef that has been damaged by fish bombing many years back. So once the coral grow, we will restore the damaged reef in 1 or 2 years time. Yeah, that's all, I think. Thank you so much. Back to you, Kata.
Sure. Can I have Abby next to share more about Indonesia and your favorite dive site?
Okay. I'm lucky to live in Indonesia because of when you have that kind of questions, it's very difficult for me to answer. Okay. I can say that Indonesia, you can spread the area into western part and the eastern part. The best diving actually in Indonesia is all in the eastern part of Indonesia, because of as you all know, we also have the Coral Triangle, and most of the dive sites in the eastern part of Indonesia is actually inside the Coral Triangle. So everybody knows that it's the place with the highest number of biodiversity of the corals and of course fish. So it is very difficult to point out a specific dive site. Same like I like to eat fruit, and then you have to ask me to choose which fruit that I preferred, right? But for me, living in Jakarta, I also have one closed diving destinations, which is also a national park, which is the Thousand Islands National Park. It's a very famous destination for dive training. A lot of people, they don't really like it because of visibility is not very good. Probably in a year you can have 4 weeks of very clear visibility, but I find the place is very interesting. Always surprise me. Always, there's always things to see. Well, the problem is Thousand Island is too close to Jakarta, and you know that Jakarta is too crowded. But anyway, what I would like, I think for dive sites, Arif will be able to tell everything more. But what I would like to bring up over here is basically, as you know, that with all the pandemic, we are now relying with the local domestic market, right? With the domestic market in Jakarta, especially, big cities, because we have two markets: the big cities, the cities market, and also destination. For the cities, we have no problems. For example, like Jakarta, we have about 11 million people, so we have enough students, for diving courses and everything, and also we can go to Thousand Islands without bothering traveling around far. But we have problem with the diving destinations. So all the operators in the destinations, like Bali, Raja Ampat, North Sulawesi, Manado, Bitung, they have to start to looking for the domestic divers. What I hope is basically when the VTL line, this one can help start the diving industry again, because as far as I know, we have a lot of visitors coming from Singapore, 200,000 back in 2019. So hopefully this can bring more divers to Indonesia, so they can go traveling again, visiting all the dive sites. And then there's one more news that actually the Ministry of Tourism of Indonesia is trying to push for the what they call the live on board. So no more quarantine. Group divers can come to Indonesia, and then they from the airport they can board to the live on board, and then they quarantine together at the same time doing activity. So if this one is goal, then this is good. So everybody can come from Singapore, from Malaysia, from everybody from all around the world, come directly, go straight to the live on board, and then you do the quarantine, or you create your own bubble, and go out diving.
I think Abby, this is good, because save time. It's important to save time, and we try to use the time better to be underwater. That's
Yes.
Good point.
Yes. Yep. So the idea is very good. So we are working on it. Hopefully, Ministry of Tourism of Indonesia is working hard for that part. Still trying to get more support from other ministries and then agencies. Yeah. So if that happens, then it's really good. Well, hopefully, we will be able to do face to face again with ADEX. I don't know, next year, and then with this vaccines and then the VTL, we can start turn the wheel again. Yeah. So I think that's for me, and then I'm going to leave it up to Arif to talk about all the dive sites, because if you ask me dive sites, I will talk all dive sites. So not enough time for me. Okay, thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, Abby, for your sharing. So Abby mentioned something that is very important and very valid, and I think many countries now are working towards the VTL, and also we have a short meeting with Singapore Tourism Board as well, in regards to opening up and having the travel lanes to be accessible as smooth or as easy as possible for any travelers that wants to go traveling. But that said, for divers especially. So thanks, Abby, for your sharing. Let's continue and stay in Indonesia, and I'll pass on to Arif to share more. Arif, over to you, please. Thanks, Abby.
Thank you. Thank you, Carter, Alex, and Franz also for inviting me here. I'd like to share about my favorite, as already mentioned by Abi before, that it's hard to choose one of the favorite dive site for us in Indonesia actually, but because we have so many diverse dive sites from the west to the east, right? But I would like to share about this is it already shown? Yeah. We have own characteristic and specialty, right? And it's more about the place attachment to that. For me, one of my favorite place is the Manado Bay, because this is the first time I wrote the book, and also create a book about Manado Bay. And then after that, Way Island, Tomini Bay, especially on the Parigi Motong side, and also Komodo, like Batu Bolong, Shotgun, Nusa Penida, Tulamben, also Raja Ampat, so Belitung, everywhere else. This is from Manado Bay book. Actually, it's kind of, it's not too hard to take picture of this fellow, right? But the Bo already know. Before we went to Korea. Do you remember, Bo?
Cannot forget
Korea
that
for the competition, right? Yeah. This is one Singaporean guy, friend of mine, also won this competition, taking this fish inside the bottle for almost 1,000 grand or something back in 2015. And then, yeah, so many things like this in Ware Island. You can see abandoned reef like that. And then this is from Maumere. This is special also for me. This is a Batu Barani. Batu Barani, yeah. Batu Barani in Celebes in Sulawesi. This special because I can take the coral reef also with the diver and also the whale shark inside a frame. And this is a mollusk rack from Manado also. And it is from Likupang, I guess. Yeah, Likupang. This is very small. This is actually, yeah, from around, yeah, Manado Bay also. And it is from Lombok. And this is from Manado. And this is also from Batu Barani. This is where I make the illustration for the article in our magazine. The articles about the acidification of the this is the bleaching, right? But then bleaching, you can see also the whale shark and the tourists also come into the spot. This is Maumere, and this is the Melibe Kaliman from Komodo. And this is Bergibanti from Manado. Yeah, I guess so many things that maybe I can like to say, but then the time is not enough for me to share all of them. Yeah, I will try to back into my previous previous background. Okay, great. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's some of the favorite dive spots in Indonesia. But then from VTL side, right now we have 3 entry points for the tourism. One in the Bali, in Ngurah Rai, and second in Batam, and also the third one is in Riau. So from time to time, you guys out there from Singapore, from Malaysia or Thailand or somewhere place in the world can go check the policy in our tourism ministry website for the policy, because we are now so many changes in the policy that hopefully that in soon we can open our border to accept many tourism.
Yeah, exactly, Arif. Whatever you mentioned, the VTL is ever changing, especially from country to countries. So, Arif, you're right. So please check with your relevant VTL countries. The two countries that is important is from the country that you're departing and to the country that you're arriving. Check both VTL. And if you're unsure, just check with the tourism within the country you're going and within the country you're departing from. So so basically all these dive sites that we are sharing is because to entice all of the divers, we know that now the VTL lane it's available, although it's ever changing. Keep a lookout, and if you're feeling too dry or feel like blowing some bubbles, this is some international travel places that you can go to. Right, Arif? Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything more to add on?
Actually, we are now almost 2 years, right? December 2020, right? And then
it's almost 2 years.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, almost 2 years. Yeah. We are now focused on domestic traveler, and then what we can do now is travel by car or trip. Last August, we went to Lamben for diving, and then many other friends also already back with flights, also going to Banda and then Raja Ampat, everywhere place. And then we know also that all the dive guides now change their profession to fisherman. While back before the pandemic, right, we changed, we tried to change their profession to the tourism, work in the tourism sector. But then now they are back in become a fisherman, and then all the professional guides also coming back to their village, right, coming back home, and we don't know when the industry will be revived again, and we need to make maybe a rebuild demand for this after pandemic, because we knew that the characteristic and the tourist behavior also changed, right? So we need to keep up with that, and then we need to maintain the destination as sustainable as we can, and then also equitable so for the communities there. And then we need to reinvent the traveler experience also in the destination beyond what we have offered them before. I think it is beyond the VTL, and what any effort that government could make to revive the industry. And then I would like to add also about the 3E, right? For the destination, we have maybe from 2000, 2013 or no, 1993, Cooper said that they coined like the 3A for attraction, amenities, and also the accessibility. And then some researcher also put also some ancillaries into the destination management. And I'm thinking also about to add another A to that concept, that the adaptation. So because the VTL is also, because you already mentioned before, the adaptation is changes from country to country, right? Because of the pandemic, because of the new variant virus and everything. So adaptation, I think will be great to put into the concept of the 4A for the management policy. I guess that's what I'm trying to say right now. I will add another more for discussion. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll thank you, Arif. We'll have more if there's Q&A, question and answer. So right now, we are flying to Philippines, where Bo will be sharing more. Bo, thank you.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you guys again. Monica, Arif, Abby, good to meet you. Kata, all good with the smile? Sorry, what was your question again?
So basically, there is three things that probably we will want to take away from this webinar. One is the dive site, and second one is the favorite dive site. Maybe keep it 1 to 2, and then what are the VTLs arrangement that Philippines has?
Okay, so I remember now you asked about the favorite dive sites, and like what Arif and Abi mentioned, I got a text about that just a few minutes ago. Somebody just said that we sound so spoiled because we cannot pick one favorite dive site because we have so many, right? Well, it is true there are many to choose from, especially where we are in the Coral Triangle, Indonesia relative to Malaysia, Philippines, and of course Sabah, you know. But yeah, I can't pick one right now, but I'll talk about dive sites in a bit. Now, you've been mentioning about VTL. We don't have that here. So I had to ask Carter earlier what was VTL, and it was what does it stand for, Carter? The Visitor Travel Lane.
That's right. It's called the it's called the Vaccinated Travel Lane, VTL. Vaccinated Travel Lane.
So we don't have that in the Philippines. We have something similar, but it's not called that. And yeah, it's simply called the Green Lane, and these are the countries that pretty much can come into Philippines without the super long quarantine. Now, this list of countries is changing every day, every 8 hours. You know, it's very dynamic. So I suggest if people do want to check it out and do want to come into the country, check out Philippines.travel. It's a website made by the Department of Tourism, and in there are plenty of links on travel and also an app that keeps you updated on what's going on if you want to come into the country on a tourist visa.
There is a good website to have. Thank you.
Yeah, so
Philippines.travel.
.travel.
Okay.
And then from there is an app. There's other links. There's a link to the Department of Health, which will give us updates on how the COVID situation is being managed and how tourists can come in while those things are being managed.
Great. Good info. Good to know.
Yeah. So to answer your question more about the favorite dive sites, like the rest of the panel, I cannot put my finger on one because, as Arif mentioned, it is so varied. It's different from one another, and there's so plenty to choose from. And it depends also on your diver's mood, right? I'm in the mood for macro, or I'd like to see some whale sharks. So it's hard to put a finger on a favorite dive site. But what I can talk to you about is what we have been doing during the during the pandemic. A lot of places have been shifting their markets to the domestic divers. So since nobody can come in, we have been encouraging the locals to dive in our backyard. A lot of the locals have not even taken up scuba yet, so this was a good time to focus on them. And one of the ways that the Department of Tourism came up to focus on targeting the locals was to make an event specifically towards diving. And the series of events had underwater photo competition, beach cleanups, coastal cleanups, crown of thorns, injection and taking out. A lot of activities just geared to entice the locals to go diving. A lot of the retail operations also were very kind into giving massive discounts to the locals, and a lot of the operators were giving discounts on courses during this event. So we had a series of events over the summer. One just finished in Anilao. We just had the Anilao underwater shootout, which was a huge success. A lot of people joined, a lot of great photographs were taken. I wasn't there though. I was in Mindanao, which is in the southern part of the Philippines. And we found, well, the Department of Tourism over there found new dive destinations. Unfortunately, I just got back. I haven't had time to dig into the videos yet and put one together, but I do have a video from, I think it was in July in Panglao. And Panglao is it's a popular dive destination, but it's very different to go to these dive destinations now during COVID, because basically there's nobody there as compared to when it's peak season. It's surreal to be there. And we made a quick video about that event, and El Franz has it queued up, and let's take a look.
To go to Balikasag Island and got to see a lot of turtles, and the marine life there was so beautiful. I'm Gretchen Felito. I'm an entertainment and sports anchor for TV Patrol. I'm here in Panglao, Bohol, here for the Panglao Dive Festival, and I got to experience a lot of their activities. So I joined the coral restoration. We went to plant some corals in the nurseries, and they had so much activities in line for everybody, even for kids. So there was bubble making, there was discover scuba diving, and underwater and coastal cleanup. Plus, they had a free diving competition and an underwater photo contest as well. It was super jam-packed with activities with the best of the best when it comes to this field.
Please don't forget to wear your mask. Keep a safe distance, stay healthy, get vaccinated.
Hi, I'm Aya. I'm in charge with the tourism and cultural heritage in the municipality of Panglao. So Panglao is very open to tourists, and we encourage our tourists to adhere to the basic minimum health protocols. I would like to invite everybody to the Pangwao Panglao experience.
The Philippines is at the center of marine biodiversity in the world. And here you're going to be astounded by the amount of flora, fauna, and marine life that we have in our island province.
activity is mainly for the preservation and conservation of our marine life. So today, as we celebrate, as we initiate and bring back to life again our industry in the diving, please make sure na walang magkasakit.
Panglao is one of the world's top diving destinations for good reason. Blessed with rich marine resources, it is on every diver's bucket list.
I have to go back to Panglao to dive again, and hopefully they have another dive festival next year.
All right. Thanks for that, Alphonse and Carter. So these events, they were organized by different groups. It was spearheaded by the Department of Tourism, and they got the local governments involved, the municipalities, the towns. That's why we have the mayors and the governors there. They all supported this project. And we're hoping that we get to do it again next year.
Definitely, Bo. Thanks for sharing the video. And I think one of the key takeaway from what Philippines is doing great towards the diving community is converting non-divers to become a diver. I think that's amazing. That's awesome effort. I think we should do that not only in Philippines, in everywhere around the world. That's great effort, Bo. Great sharing. And I think that will have a tsunami effect with that conversion of domestic divers. It will have a tsunami effect once the green lane or the VTL lane or whatever, where international borders going to open, and then these domestic divers will then become international divers. How amazing is that? Imagine everywhere everyone is becoming a diver, and then once travel is available, I think it's great. All right, so now we come to the questions and answers. Anyone from the audience have any questions that you will want the panelists to answer? And one more thing, Monica, just when you are sharing about that Sipadan, and I believe some of the not only Sipadan, I believe there are some of the very restricted, I won't say restricted, but restricted in a sense that you need a marine ticket in advance to access the dive site, because I waited a good 6 months to be able to dive Sipadan. I mean, I've dived Indonesia, I've dived Philippines, I mean, Thailand, blah, blah, blah. But Sipadan is something that I need to queue up. It's like a long queue buying a food that you love to eat. So when Monica shared about Sipadan and some of the dive site, just be aware that some of the dive site is not readily accessible, although the international borders is open, because of the queue for the marine ticket. You can't just, I buy my ticket, I want to go Sipadan, for example, and I jump into the Sipadan water. It's quite impossible. Am I right, Monica?
Yeah,
Yes.
you are right. So I mean, like what Bo is sharing just now. I mean, let me share a little bit. Like Bo sharing just now. In Malaysia, if you want to, because the sky is not fully open yet for international diver. If you want to, but there is certain country is allowed to come in with some SOP. Like Bo said, the SOP still depends on the situation of the pandemic now. So if you want to travel to Malaysia, please check out the Ministry of Health portal or Malaysia Tourism portal or Tourism Malaysia portal, and also the if you want to come to Sabah, check out Sabah Tourism Board website as well. So you will have a latest update for the travel fully vaccinated traveler and diver as well. But currently, the domestic travel and the domestic diver and non-diver are happily going dive site to the dive site, because there's no tourists yet. There's no international tourists, only domestic. So they're taking this chance to travel and visit all the dive sites that we have, especially in Sabah and West Malaysia. So especially in Sabah, a lot of like Bo said and Abi as well, those non-diver are taking courses because they know this is a good time, the good chance. Not many tourist diver, they can have a chance to have an ample good time to learn how to scuba dive. Like Kata said, when the sky is open, they will be the international traveler, and the international traveler will be our incoming traveler. So these are the things happen in Sabah especially. So like Sipadan, you need to pre-book. You need to really pre-book. Look for the company that have that permit to go dive in Sipadan. I'm sure you guys, we all diver. I'm sure you guys knows where to find out who you can travel. I mean, you can dive with the to get the permit in Sipadan. And there's many more dive sites that not popular, but there is a lot of stuff to see. Like Abby said, every day is surprising. Every dive site is a surprise. So those are the things that we, as a domestic diver, are looking into it. You know, like in the shallow water, like, oh my God, like 3-5 meters, there's a plenty of Shaun the Sheep, macro, Shaun the Sheep.
Wow.
So these are the
From
things.
shore? From shore? Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Just shore. 5-6 meter depth. That's it. You can be there for 1 hour, 15 minutes, or 1 hour, 30 minutes. You know, these are the places in Sabah that domestic diver are going around. Yeah. So yeah, it's a very, 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 how to say, very very fortunate for us that we can travel around to dive. And as well, so hopefully when the like Ari said, we have a lot of boatmen that they were a fisherman before, and then they become a diver, they become a DM, they become a boatman. But because of the pandemic, they need to go back to square and catch some fish to put the food on the table for the family. So this one are adaptation on the pandemic era, pandemic world. So, but hopefully next year, we're looking forward. Everything will be good, look good. But yeah, we all hope for the best. Finger crossed. All the fishermen, they are the science citizen, dive pro, dive master, boatman, boat crew, tank boy, tank girl. I can go back to the industry. Yeah, we really look into it. And then during this pandemic as well, a lot of conservationists, the agency, the NGO are, rushing and trying to get back the track and doing what they need to do. And, for the ecosystem, restoration, conservation, then hopefully next year, everything will be perfectly come back to us, right? Yeah.
Definitely.
Well said, Monica. Well said.
Well said.
Thank
Well said.
you.
Anything from Abby and Arif?
Yeah, with as far as I know, also a lot of dive sites, a lot of diving destinations, they're also pushing with all this vaccination. For example, like Bali, I believe Bali is already nearly 100%, the vaccination rate. Places like Raja Ampat, even though it's a remote area, islands, but the local government also push to get as many people get vaccines, and also other destinations. So yeah, hopefully this will support the recovery. Well, speaking about Singapore, I know a lot of Singaporeans going to Indonesia and taking their courses in Indonesia. So we kind of like miss Singaporeans now. Well, hopefully when the things open, we can have more people coming here. Because of, like I mentioned before, there are many dive sites to choose to. And then where else? I mean, you can learn dive and then go recreational diving directly. For example, like in Raja Ampat. For us, well, for me, in Thousand Islands, because of limited visibility, push me after I get my certifications. I would like to go traveling outside Bali, etc. But you can come to Bali. Tulamben is one of the favorite dive spot. I think Bo, you've been there before. Monica, you've been there before.
Yeah,
I mean,
me
as a divers,
too.
yeah, exactly, Carter.
The dark sand.
Yes, I mean,
Mackerel.
yes,
Tulamben
but
wreck.
exactly. It's a very nice place. Yeah, you can choose between the wrecks or the deep part, the drop off, or the coral garden, right? A very nice place to go, and then you can learn diving over there, and then just go recreational diving right in the famous Liberty Wreck, right? So there are many sites to choose to. So just hopefully keep finger crossed. Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Nice.
Katar. I would like to add, yeah, this is an important point that edX doing consistently, right? For this like a webinar and everything, because this is our effort in the diving industry to be prepared and to promote for the blue recovery, right? This is the theme is about the blue recovery. This is what we have, and then we like to do our effort to this diving industry, and then I want to emphasize about that the mother nature is recover right now, and then it's time for domestic diver to see what maybe we haven't seen before, like in Tulamben, the bomb head already came again, and the schooling fish already came again. So yeah, not even before the pandemic, they are not here. They were not there, right? So this is the good time for us in the domestic as a domestic diver to go visit local dive sites, right? So I think yeah, maybe I would like to add. Bo, Carter, it's yours.
Okay, so I believe there is no question from the audience, but I would like to add one very important point. Knowing that there is an increased number of domestic scuba diver, Singapore as well. I believe all other countries, because they are not able to travel out. So basically, what I would like to add this important point is, please do not stop at open water certification. The next very step, which is a must-have, at least for myself and for all my friends that I advocate to, is that at least get advanced, and in that advance is definitely a night diving certification. Why? Because if you have been to a zoo and night safari, the same dive site during the day, you can go back to the same dive site at night, is a totally different thing. The same dive site is totally different. The creatures, the marine animals is different. I mean, I believe all of the panelists here agrees with me. Day and night, same dive site. Yes, totally different. So continue your education, take your advance, get your night diving done. Night diving is a must-have. And the next thing is buoyancy control. These two. Because night diving, you definitely need buoyancy. So these two, once you get it, bang, more opportunities, although it's the same dive site. So if you dive 5 dive sites, it becomes 10 dive sites. That's my key takeaway.
Open water, you have to master buoyancy, right?
Yeah, but
Otherwise...
usually don't have. Yeah. But usually the open water, I agree with you, Abby.
Yeah.
Usually the open water, they don't have the time to.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then speaking about the difference, actually, it's not only day and night, but time. Yeah, when high tide, low tide, and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. For example, like places, for example, like Raja Ampat, Cape Cree. Everybody knows Cape Cree, right? Raja Ampat. You go there.
I've never been. Can you believe that?
You never been to Cape Cree? Oh, come on,
Never
Bo.
been to Raja.
All right.
Come on, Bo.
Next year then. Next year.
Lie.
So if you go to like Cape Cree, when there's no current, no fish, right? Yeah. But when there's you start to have current coming in, then. So it's different side, different time. You will see different things also, not only day and night. But you are right. You have to take the special piece to get the night diving experience.
Just advanced open water. That's
or
it.
advanced.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, panelists. I believe this comes to an end of the topic that we are discussing. So some of the key takeaway is the world is opening up. There's green lanes, VTL lanes, international lanes. Be sure to check on your departing country, the travel restriction rules, and also the arriving country, the travel restriction rules. And that's it. Thanks for your time. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Arif. Thank you, Abby. Thank you, Bo. And I'll hopefully, finger crossed, ADEX physical. I'll see you guys personally, face to face.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone. Stay safe and dive more.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You.